What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. After Sound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys, I wanted to talk about legendary summoners for both Chaos Legion and Untamed to use as a reference. Now, I've been tracking this ever since Yasik came out, and MapChat was talking about it yesterday, or I think the day before. So I figured it reminded me of it, and I wanted to come in and just take a look at the numbers and share them with you, and then give you some thoughts at the end. So if we look at the Untamed legendary summoners, I want you to take a look at where the total BCX printed is as we go along with their releases. Now, I don't know the exact order in which they were released. I'm sure we can look that up, but I do know that Byzantine Kitty was the last one. And what I'm looking at here is not the total amount of cards that are in circulation right now. So for example, there's like only 1255 Byzantine Kitty versus like 1600 of the rest, but actually how much was printed, right? Because you can combine cards, you can not combine cards, but the amount of BCX printed for Byzantine Kitty is only 4,000, right? Or just slightly above 4,000. Compare that with Mimosa Nightshade, which is at 5,800, Yoden Zaku at 5,400, right? So you can see that there is a very obvious sliding scale that happens when you get further and further into the later legendary summoners. Now, when we take a look at Chaos Legion, so let's pull this up, you are seeing here that we have a very similar situation. So Grandmaster Wraith was the first one. We had 25,000, actually almost 26,000 that were printed, versus Conqueror Yasik, which is already 4,000 less than that, which is 21,900. Then you got Possibilis the Wise at 19, Immortalis at 17,9, and finally Astral Entity, which is at 13,059. So the question then becomes, is this going to play out the same or similar way that Untamed did? And does that mean when there is a dragon summoner, we can expect less than 13,000 BCX to be printed? Now, keep in mind, there's still a ton of unopened chaos packs, and we can take a look at that in a second. But there's something that okay, let me back up for a second. Why am I telling you this? It's because I just want to make you aware. I don't know how this is going to play out, just like I don't know exactly how it's going to play out for Untamed necessarily. There are still a lot of Untamed packs which are unopened, but Untamed, unlike Chaos Legion, was not, there was no decision to burn any like extra packs, right, that were out there. So the question then becomes, and I don't know if maybe we can get some kind of clarity from the team on how this works, but if we have, for example, right, 25,900 Grandmaster Wraiths, is the point, and part of the reason why people are waiting for packs, waiting for these airdrops to open their packs, because of the fact that we will start to get way more Astral Entities, Immortalises, and Possibilis the Wises dropped in order to start reaching those numbers? Or could it actually be the flip side, where because of the fact that we burned packs and are still in the process of burning packs for Chaos Legion, and we released Grandmaster Wraith and Conqueror Yasik before the decision, before the decision to burn these packs, will the numbers be skewed even more so? Because now there's not enough packs in order to get Astral Entity and Immortalis and the upcoming Dragon Summoner to the same amount of BCX. So if that's the case, does that mean we're going to get a ton more? Should you be going and, buying your Astral Entity now and leveling it up? That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying to ape into anything. I didn't, I bought enough to play at Gold League. I'm not buying any more packs, but that is a thought now if you are concerned, if you are considering topping up your packs to ensure that you reach whatever guaranteed number. But again, I don't really know which way it's going to go. We could either get more across the board, right? So there's still an even distribution where we will still be opening Grandmaster Wraith in packs, and therefore, it's not as big of a deal, and you should, you'll have time for your Astral Entities, or you'll have time to get your Grandmaster Wraiths or Conqueror Yasiks, because there will still be more printed. But on the flip side, and I think this is where my head is leaning towards, and what I think most people are thinking, is that we won't have enough. And actually, it's not a matter of like getting your Astral Entity and Immortalis now. It's if you don't have Grandmaster Wraith, right? If you don't have Grandmaster Wraith or Yasik, there may not be any more or very, very few added in based on how the RNG is supposed to go. If the RNG is trying to get Astral Entity, Immortalis, and Possibilis the Wise up to the same amount of BCX. So if anybody has an answer for that and knows how it works internally with the team with the RNG, please do let me know. But I'm just making you aware of the trend. I don't know what's going to happen moving forward. And keep in mind, there's still, a little under 2 months of Chaos Legion to be available with packs, right? Or the packs being available. So let's actually just take a quick look at that. And what we are going to see here, we already have 13 million purchased or burned. And we have 1.6 million packs that have been burned already. Now, I don't have the sheet open right now, but we are trending towards somewhere between 3 million to 3.5 million. It's probably going to be less than 3.5 million of packs being burned overall. So I would say that the max amount, or like the rough average, if you want to be somewhat conservative, is anywhere between 11.5 to 12 million packs available, which again is 20 or more % lower than the initial intended amount, right? So when you're looking at these print rates, not just for the legendary summoners, but for all the cards, you do have to keep that in mind, right? So when I'm looking at not just summoners, but like monsters, for example, which are not in print for some reason, whatever the case is. But when you're looking at the print rates for these now, I'm estimating it based on the fact that we are going to burn that many more packs. So how many packs have we opened? Roughly 8.28 million. That means that there's 3.12 roughly circulating, which means, again, the open rate or the circulating rate aren't really that accurate if we continue burning at the rate that we're burning and no other packs or major purchases are bought or made. So again, just sharing this with you, this trend, because I think it is much more pronounced, I should say, with Chaos Legion than it was with Untamed. Obviously the numbers are higher, so the deviances can be greater, but at the end of the day, I mean, when you look at Untamed versus Chaos Legion, the numbers to me are, staggeringly convincing. I'll say that when it comes to the Dragon Summoner, it's going to be a potential free-for-all type of situation. Now, what does that mean? I'm not trying to FOMO you into buying more packs. I'm not trying to whatever. I'm just saying that when the Dragon Summoner comes out, at this point, I am only guaranteed two what's that called? BCX, right? Hopefully I get more, but we'll see what the RNG decides. So what am I doing? Well, again, I'm not FOMOing into buying more packs, not necessarily right now, but I am, at this point in time, starting to put together a little mini kitty fund or whatever, kitty 2.0 fund, whatever the summoner ends up being called, right? So at this point, I want to make sure that if that summoner is going to be a little bit more rare, I don't know what's going to happen. There's going to be a ton of market volatility, obviously, on the first day, but keep in mind, when that happens, there will be less than 1 million packs left too. And I can't guarantee, nor am I saying that I expect fireworks. I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised if once we get closer towards the end of Chaos Legion, things start to pick up a little bit more. So that's all I have for you guys in this video. Take a look at the numbers yourself, do whatever you need to do, whether that is topping up your packs, whether that is buying, the cards that you want now. Again, that's not the point of this video. It's just to let you know that there is very much an obvious sliding scale that's happening here, and so that you can do your research and make the decision that is best for you to play at the league that you desire with the cards that you need. So that's all I have. Have an amazing rest of your day. I'll catch you all in the next video and see you around the game. Take care.